Hello, hi. Welcome to my Food Journal podcast where I share my food quirks and little stories that come with them, one plate at a time. It's not about recipes or plating, it's about the flavors, the moods, and the moments food creates. So, let's start my talk. No matter how tempting restaurant food may be, nothing compares to the comfort of home cooked meals, especially when I cook them for myself. For me, it's all about creating, experimenting, and pouring a little bit of myself into every dish I make. I enjoy cooking from scratch. There's something beautiful about starting with raw ingredients and slowly turning them into a flavorful meal. Yes, my cooking process is a bit slow, and yes, it takes a little longer than it probably should, but I like it that way. The chopping, the stirring, the waiting, I enjoy the whole process. It feels like a calming ritual, one where I can take my time and enjoy every step. One reason I feel so connected to cooking is the influence of my family. When I was young, I would watch my grandmother cook in our village. Her cooking style was simple and natural. She didn't follow any recipes or any complicated steps. It was just instinct, tradition, and love. Over time, my mother carried on the same way of cooking, and I think I inherited those habits. It feels like the skill, the patience, and even the joy of the cooking were passed down to me through them. Now, even though I have a busy work life and often don't get enough time to enjoy the whole process, I still make sure that my main meals, lunch, and dinner are mostly home cooked. For me, it is not about health but also about comfort. Eating food that I cooked myself feels wholesome and it gives me a sense of control over what I put into my body. Of course, there are times when work is overwhelming and I don't have the energy to spend too long in the kitchen. On those days, I keep it simple, or I don't mind repeating the same meal for 2 or 3 days in a row. Some might call that boring, but for me, it's just convenient. And then there are weekends. If I'm not too lazy, weekends are for experimenting with different cuisines, new dishes, and sometimes creating my own fusion recipes. It excites me to mix flavors from different styles and come up with something unique. So maybe this says a lot about me, that I'm a mix of many things. I can be both creative and boring, energetic and lazy. Some days I cook with so much joy that I lose track of time, and on other days I simply order from a restaurant and enjoy the convenience. If I had to put a number on it, I would say my food habits are about 80% home cooked meals and 20% restaurant food. But if I am being honest, my real weakness is not lunch or dinner, it's snacks. While I manage to keep my main meals mostly healthy and homemade, my snack choices have a different story. Chocolates, cakes, and chips somehow sneak their way into my day. Resisting them is a challenge, and keeping them under control is harder than I would like to admit. Still, I try to balance it out as much as possible, though I know it's a challenging one. At the end of it all, my love for home cooked food is not just about taste or health, it's about connection. It allows me to be creative, to express myself, and to enjoy the little victories of making something delicious with my own hands. Home cooked meals are where I feel most at home. They are more than just food. They are comfort, care, and a reflection of who am I. And no restaurant, however tempting, can replace that. Alright, that's my food ramble for today. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you enjoyed this talk, make sure you come back for more food stories. Until next time, bye and take care.